In a meeting, what happens at the beginning?
Greeting.
In a meeting.
Greeting.
In a meeting.
Minutes, yeah, approving.
After that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
First item on the agenda?
Agenda. Agenda.
Really?
Who sets the agenda?
The
chair.
So, is it in place beforehand?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's sent to and sent out in advance.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is flipping that on its head. So there's no set agenda. There is some kind of frame because we are here at the end of this week. But the agenda is going to come from everybody here. This is going to be an open space session. How many people know about open space? Yeah,
we might know, but we don't know the term.
We don't know the open space thing.
not just open space physically, but also
Which is good.
to open the space for discussion. The overall end goal for us in this session, which will be probably about an hour, so we'll finish by 4, is to come up with some kind of action, taking what we have done this week and planning to do something when we go back to school in 1 week, 2 weeks, whenever. Okay? Branka's going to say a couple of comments about the history of open space, and then I'm going to explain the principles and the law. Okay?
So the first open space was held in 1985, so it's quite some time ago. And the man who came up with this idea, his name is Harrison Owen, and he's not a teacher. So, you know what happens when you go to conferences? You go to talks and you go to workshops, and then you have a coffee break, like 15-minute coffee break. And then you meet people, you meet some old friends, you meet some new people, and you start talking about your impressions from the workshops or about your experiences, and you exchange some experience with these people, and then the coffee break is over, and then you didn't finish what you started, and you were very much involved. So he came up with this idea to ditto. He borrowed it from Rakesh, actually. So do it the other way around. So open space actually emerged from coffee breaks. So he thought that this kind of thing, like no, as Mike said, no agenda, no prepared. So people who come to this kind of conferences are actually the resource. So what they want to talk about and what they are interested in is going to be the agenda of this conference, open space conference. It can take 1 day, it can take 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It can be from 5 people to up to 500 people there. And the main person here is facilitator, the person who is omnipresent but at the same time invisible somehow. And yeah, that's interesting. So it actually it was developed from coffee breaks, which is interesting. Open space. Yeah,
okay, thank you. So in a moment we're going to be getting on to setting the agenda from you. But first of all, there are 5 principles and there is 1 law that guides the whole open space process. So the first one is, whoever comes is the right people. Okay, we've got lots of different levels of experience here. Some of us are involved in training, some of us are starting teaching, but that doesn't matter. Everybody has something to give. Whenever it starts is the right time. Okay? For these kind of creative sessions we don't have to be exactly on the clock. However, today we have to be in some kind of schedule. Wherever it is the right place. Whatever happens is the only thing that could have. Be prepared to be surprised. Okay? So once the outcome of this session has happened, it's happened. Don't dwell on it, but look forward. And it could be something fun, so keep an open mind.
What was the 4th? I'm sorry.
That was the 4th one. Whatever happens is the only thing that could have. Be prepared to be surprised. I will share some links on the Facebook page and blog to people who have written about this kind of thing. So if you don't catch everything, don't worry. The fifth principle is when it's over, it's over. Okay? However, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to resolve everything today and now, but we will start a process, hopefully. The final thing to tell you is the law, and that's the law of 2 feet. Okay? That means when you are in discussions around the place in this open space and you feel that you are not contributing or learning anything, you're free to move to another discussion. Okay, it's not like you're stuck in the plenary session and if you get up... No, okay, it's very free. Okay, so if you feel you're in a conversation and you're not giving anything, you're not getting anything, you're free to move around. It's very fluid. What we need to do now is we need to set the agenda. So on your slips of paper, think about this week and think about something you would like to talk about in way of an action for your teaching or your other ELT activity. A word, a short phrase. Okay, I'll give you a few moments for that. I'll say maximum 5 minutes because we're pressed for time. Then I'm going to collect them in. And then we're going to choose which ones we will discuss.
Can you please repeat what we need to do?
Please write down on your piece of paper.
Every one of us.
Every person, yeah, every
Okay.
person. Every person. Or at least try to write something. Something from this week in way of an action or thing that you would like to discuss related to your future teaching or English language teaching professional life.
You mean like a specific idea that I have and
Yes.
I would like to share? That's something that a project that I would like to start.
For example,
And that was
inspired by this week.
by this week, even if we had planned it before. But no. I mean, but the ideas, many of the ideas, and more inspiration comes from.
Yeah, it might not be something new.
Yeah, that the idea was there.
Okay, is that all right, everybody? Okay, take a moment.
I ruined it. You said 3 words.
I said a word or a short phrase.
Just one word.
So this is a kind of different way of ending the course. Instead of doing presentations in groups, we're interested in focusing on where people are going to take what they have, what they've picked up from this last week. You know, our course, which has been all about ripples and rivers and reflections here on the Danube.